Hello, this is Jane here. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to um, that's everything about coronavirus. That's the COVID-19. Um, we're going to be talking about basically everything about coronavirus. Up to to how people are coping at home, how everybody's doing really, and how if if you've had the coronavirus before, how did you survive it, and how long did it take, for you to come out of it? What did you do? What did you take? Did you go to the hospital? What remedies did you take? And we're also going to be talking about how, because someone mentioned calling last week regarding how some people are very, very anxious. They're very afraid to come out, and obviously, a lot of people are saying that things are not going to be the same anymore. The way life was, and now the social distancing basically now is into everybody's head. you know Even if they bring this down, a lot of people will still be like, okay, someone just coughed, should I just move away? Or someone just sneezed, should I just move away? Even if everything is over. Yeah, we're going to be talking about why with the black ethnic minorities are most at risk, or why the death toll is affecting most of the ethnic minorities. And hopefully someone is going to a doctor might call in today and just explain why, and tell us the reason why and behind it. A lot of people are also checking and doing their research. Please, if you're going to be doing research, you need to try and make sure that the source is very creditable, and is very reliable. No, from a reliable source. Basically, it's not just what you read and say. What you read, then you just take it on. We need to try and get our sources from reliable and creditable source. For example, we have the Public Health England. We also have the WHO, World Health Organization, which is they come on every day, or update their website to let us know what is going on, the new research, vaccine, and everything. As it is now, there is no cure for the coronavirus. There is no cure. So today we're going to be talking about everything about coronavirus, what's happening out there, wherever you are, just, call in and let us know what's happening. Someone told me today that, too much garlic can bring, the blood pressure down. That there was a doctor in America. He's late now. I don't know, most of you, if you know him. He's he tried. I think he used what he was doing was good, but I think he did it in Essex, where what he was using was like it was too much, excessive, and he was using the like garlic and homely remedy, ginger, lemon, and all that. And I think if you go on YouTube, you might find him, trying to. But I don't know what happened now. They said he's passed away, and that's what we talked about this 3 or 4 weeks ago, where when you use your homely remedy, if it's too much, you don't even know what to measure, you don't know what to use. We talked about that. And now today, it's something new we learn every day. I've read about garlic, but I didn't really go down the line where I'll have that knowledge that garlic do bring our blood pressure down, especially if you have low blood pressure, where maybe your systolic, that's the top reading, is not too high. If you're having like 110, 115. Now, if you take something like that excessively, definitely, you're going to have something like that will, hit your blood pressure reading, and it might cause the blood pressure to go down. Yeah, we're going to be talking about other things. I mean, if you can call in about the schools, how you feeling about the news, about what the government is saying about the ease off of the lockdown, and the school resuming. I think it's just going to be I think the important classes that's going to be taking their exams, like year 10, because year 11 now they were meant to take the GCSE this year, but they can't take their exams this year, so they should stay at home. That's what the government is saying. So year 10 are going to be taking their exams next year. They should go back to school. I think in Denmark now, a lot of schools have opened. Some of them have opened, and quite sad when I saw one of the one of the children crying that, it's not easy that you cannot hug your friends. It's so hard to tell them to sit very far from their friends, and even at the playground, it's because I think what the child mentioned, the child mentioned that they can do catch, and that catch is one of the popular game that they play in school, where catch me if you can and all that. They don't allow them to touch or hug and all that. Yeah, call in, let's know what's happening around your area about this COVID-19. We will still be talking about the mental health as well of people. A lot of people are saying that right now the mental health sector now is really going up. Phone calls, I mean, they're getting very busy, and it's, I think after the lockdown they're going to have a lot of mental health cases. Even people that have survived the COVID-19, or people that have catch the coronavirus before and come out from intensive care, not just the physical beats, they still need to go through the psychological beat as well. The psychological impact, all that needs to be to be looked at. So please call in and let's talk. I also read about the highest group. I don't know if I mentioned that last week, or someone called in. I mentioned that the highest group that will be hit the most, for that's of this virus, the COVID-19. They said 26% of people with diabetes type 1 and type 2, one of the group of people that have been hit as well in this coronavirus. We also have dementia patients as well, and they said as 18% of dementia patients have been hit as well by this coronavirus. And we also have people with chronic pulmonary disease. That's they've been hit as well. That's 15% of them. So we can see that even in the news, or if from our little research, we do find out that people that have been hit the most, and people that have passed away, most of them have comorbidities where is either type 1 or type 2 diabetes and all that. And it's not all of them that passes away. It's not all of them that pass away in the hospital. It's not all of them. A lot of them have been discharged as well from the NHS. A lot of them have been discharged. I talked about someone that stayed in the intensive care for 3 weeks, and they came out and they survived. So it's not everybody that have been. We can't keep saying that. Although the death, you can't keep talking about it to say that everybody's dying, dying, dying. There's some people that have been discharged as well from the hospital. Although the death rate is still, what we don't expect at this time, or think by now it should have gone down, or with the lockdown and everything should be kind of over. But the death rate is at as today or yesterday is still above 400. It's still high. That's 400 deaths in the UK. And it's still not, that is not low enough. It's still not low enough. That's still a bit scary. Yeah. So we are going to be talking about basically everything today. And if you've got any news for us, please call us and let us talk. I also find out that even they say people with cancer as well. But if the cancer is not very active, if it's not active, where you're going through chemotherapy, or any therapies really, or you are in stage 3 or 4 and all that, it's still something that the government are looking into, and I think it's on the government website, where they've put some what's it called, some regulations there to say that if you can go to work where the cancer is not fully active, if it's not fully active, if it's not really affecting your health, and also it depends on where the cancer is. If you've got cancer of the lungs, it won't be advisable for you to go to work. No matter how you feel, that you feel okay, you feel fine, it's still not advisable for you to go to work, because obviously the coronavirus, it attacks the lungs really, respiratory. So basically the government also has put some some rules, some little guidelines there for who can go to work and who cannot go to work. Now they've also put some help, helplines and numbers there to call, and if you have any financial problems as well, everybody's based. I think everybody's talking about the universal credit for help for everybody to. I don't really know if it's going to be for everybody, if it's going to be for everybody. But just do your research. There are numbers there to call for you to call in and ask, get more information. Now we're talking about the ethnic minority. I think a group of doctors have talked about. They came up with this beautiful, lovely video where they gave advice on how the ethnic minorities to check themselves. Now, one of them talked about once you're over 40, you have the right to to carry out what's it called? They call it like an MOT test. You're not going to pay for it. It's like an MOT test where you get some blood tests. Get some blood tests done. There are other tests, a lot of tests you can do to know what's going on in your body when you're 40. I've got a caller. Hello.
Hello, Sajade.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my sister. You're doing well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, Sister Chichi.
Yeah, we thank God that we are still alive.
Thank
bless
God.
the name of the Lord.
We
Well,
thank
what
God.
I want to say, little thing I want to say is, I was watching the news. I was listening to the news the other day, and they were still saying that we are the ones that this COVID-19 affected much. I mean, the black and the Asians, So they were trying to explain that, because of our immune system, and we black people, I'm talking about we black people, I don't know about Asians. What we do is just to work. We don't know what is the immune system, uh, taking the right drug for us to, build our immune system. And another thing is, they were saying in that news that if we can take vitamin D, to try to, do the needful. And another thing is, the school they are trying to open. This virus is still killing people. Many people are still dying, Although if we don't hear about children much, but many people are still dying. So my fear there is that, all these children now, if they go back to school, according to the news, they say they will go back to school June 1st. So if they go back to school, how would they isolate each other? And how would they know they're infected? And how would they know that you shouldn't touch? I have one here that she doesn't even know that you have to touch or you don't have to touch. Because I know if she goes to school, she must touch people, she must go close to people because she likes to play. So how do government think that this will work like that? And the people are still, the news said that about 150,000 or 350,000 people are tested COVID-19 positive within 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all these things is what we should think about, because there's this sign up that is going around now. If you want your daughters or your children to go to school, you have to sign in this resistance from opening school June 1st. And the children too, they are tired of staying at home too. So my own take is we don't know where we stand in this problem now. We don't know where we stand. It's only God that will help us. Because if we tell the children to stay back at home, it's not all the parents that have time, to look into their homework, to do that and do that, do the things that the teachers always do, when they go to school. And their learning will be delayed, And if they go to school, there is every tendency that this thing will still spread there.
Yeah.
So I just want you to help us clear there. If anyone that has a better, understanding about it, to phone in and talk to us about it by there. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sister Chichi. Thank you very much for calling. I think that's the that's the whole, that's the fear of a lot of parents. They're really scared to let their children go to school. Now I think what the government will be doing, that's why they say the year 6 and year 10, they should start first week of June. And they're going to be since some of them, they have big classes. Some of them, they're about 28 to 30 in a class, and they will separate them, because if you've got only year 6 and year 1, is it year 1 or year 2? Year 1, if you've got only two sets of them in the whole school, they will use some of all the classes, basically, where they will have only 10 children or 12 or 15 in a class. Then they will spread them out, or through the remaining classrooms, where they will just put, that will increase. Obviously they will need more help, more teachers, but it will help with this social distancing, where you have only 15 or 12 of them in a class, in a class. And that's what I said earlier on, that with children, and what you just said, Sister Chichi, that some children, they don't really know what is called social distancing, because obviously they've missed their friends for so long. They want to hug, they want to touch, they want to I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're trying to put the measures in place, where they've been trying to separate all the chairs, just have like 10 or 12 of them in a class, or 15. I don't know if it's going to be up to 15, but they want to do that. I think they're doing that at the moment. And some schools, they're trying to put more sinks, basin sinks for children to wash their hands regularly. I mean, for 20 seconds, But I don't really know how that's going to work, but it might work with the people, the children going back. That's the year 10. I think those children are more mature. They're about four. I think they're age about 15 or 14 years of age. I've got a caller. Yeah. Hello.
Good evening. This
Hello.
is Fanny.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Yes, evening.
Good evening.
I followed through the program for a while.
Thank
and
you.
I found out that we have parents being scared of their children going
Yeah.
to school.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I happen to be a teacher.
Of course.
I head
you
to school,
are the
and
head teacher of
I
a
know
school.
I know the fear that we
Yeah.
have. Even when some of these when we had Ebola back then, years back, with the fact that we had measures that we took on ground, the water dispenser, we had to wash, we had to clean. But I think this is even more deadlier than Ebola. I would
Yes.
prefer that they give us some more time. More time. I know for us here in Nigeria, the Ministry of Education has not said anything about resumption, although people are still proposing before the end of June, before July, midway July, it's possible we'll come back. But I know how difficult it is to get children to settle down. I know how difficult it will be for us to mask these children, use the nose mask, and they don't take it off. What if they want to eat? What about the small ones, the babies? What about even the bigger ones too, that still cannot take care of themselves? What about those ones that were misplaced there? How do we go about that? And you could come to school, and a lot of children have the same type of nose mask, and they start sharing it. They feel if there's any one of them whose parents must have gone to work and contracted this disease, and they come to school, they must have spread it around to almost everybody, even the staff as well. For me, I would say it's best we here in Nigeria, we get a very good control on it, and probably get a good medication, please. The washing of hands is good. The face mask is okay, but for children, we don't know how to really control it. Even your child in the house, you tell the child, sit down. The child will sit down where he is, and after some time, you use our hands to stretch and drag something or do something, because they're always restless.
Yeah.
So they just want to do something. And the same way they will come to school and do the same thing. But if they give us some more time and there's a definite medication for it, I think it's good. It will be good for us to come back. But I'll say for us here, they should give us some more time. It's scary. They should give us some more time and more education. So they should educate us more. Just last week, they gave us time to come out in Lagos here, and you can see. If you come out, you will see everybody. Social distance is zero. It is zero. It's zero. Everybody's everywhere. The nose masks are of different kinds. some of their nose masks that you will see, they probably have washed it over and over and again, and it's not looking good. And some will even want to sneeze or cough, they'll pull down the nose mask and still sneeze and cough outside and close it. We need more education, and most especially we need God.
Yes,
God is
definitely.
the
Yes.
only one that can put us through this thing right and heal everybody, and let's get well and get back to our normal life.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you. Yeah, it's still the same, what we're talking about the, fear of parents, taking their children back to school. Everybody is saying, like what our caller just mentioned, she said that they should give them more time. And a lot of schools as well are saying that they should give, a lot of teachers are saying that they should give them more time as well. I've got a caller. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. I wonder if I'm a good listener of your program. Hello. I quite
Thank you.
appreciate your. Hello.
Thank you. What's your name? Who is calling?
Hello, it's Dr. Folabi calling.
Hello, Doctor. Hello, Dr. Afo. Thank you.
Good to be on air again.
Thank
to see
you.
you.
I know you tried calling. You couldn't get through the last time. Thank you for calling today.
You're welcome. And we are very keen on following your program. It's very educative, very informative.
Thank you very much.
To a lot of BAME communities. Well, when I mean BAME, I mean the Black, Asian, and other ethnic minorities. Because you sort of focus on this group of people. And 2 weeks ago, a caller talked about the disproportionate increase in the number of casualties involving these BAME communities.
Yes.
And I want to address that today. I'm a general practitioner, that's a family doctor.
Yeah.
In Hertfordshire region, United Kingdom. It's indeed a great concern for the government, and the Public Health England has launched, has set up a committee to look into this, the cause of death amongst Blacks, Asians, and other ethnic minority. And they've told a lot of the NHS trusts, as well as other health authorities, to do a risk assessment while deploying this BAME community people along the front line. So it's a concern which government have identified, and they are not tackling it. So they are risk stratifying BAME community people who work in hospitals across the NHS trust in the country. And I'm sure this will also spiral down to nursing homes as well. And then one of the last caller talked about the use of face masks, which is very good. And then people taking off their face to sneeze or cough, that will defeat the whole purpose. If you use a face mask, you are preventing the spread of this virus, and at the same time, you are also protecting yourself from contracting it. So you should wait at all times when in the public. Or in the comfort of your homes or your car, you could take it off, especially if you are alone. But in the public, it's good to use a face mask. It's good to use the hand sanitizers. Try to wash your hands with soap and water where possible. And keep good social distancing, say 2 meters apart. Try to be conscious of that. Try not to congregate in large numbers, especially in front of tanks, as we've seen in some YouTube videos, WhatsApp videos. We just try to observe that safe distance. If we do all these, carry out all these precautions, then we'll try to flatten the curve in our home, in our home regions, and then we can defeat this scourge of COVID-19. So it is real. As a medical doctor, it is real. It exists there. so many conspiracy theories out there, but it's a virus that's been identified in the lab, and a lot of work is being carried out now to look for vaccines, to look for ways to curb it. So let's protect ourselves. Let's stay safe. Thank you, Jane, for again coming on air to discuss this issue at such a time like this.
Dr. Afo, are you still
keep
there,
up the good
please?
work.
Dr. Afo?
Yes.
I would say Dr. Folabi. No, Dr.
Yes.
Afo. Dr. Folabi. Yeah. I just want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Now, some parents are saying that they have sent their children, some of them, I think, age of 13, 14, the government have sent their children a letter saying that they want them to be one of the numbers of people that they'll be carrying out the test. I mean, they will send the kids to their houses and
Okay.
they will do the test. I mean, they will
Yes.
swab the child and put it back in the kit and send it back. I mean, please, can you just share a bit more light? Because some people are saying that they are scared, that why would they put that in down their throats and all that, that, oh, is this another coronavirus thing, that, oh, we don't want you to catch it more, to, expose yourself to something like this. A lot of people are a bit
Okay.
skeptical, in doing that test.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you say that because I also received one of those letters for my own son.
Okay.
I
Sorry,
read
how
the
old is your
letter.
son, doctor?
He's going to be 13.
Oh, he's
by
going to be
end of- by
13
the-
as
by
well.
this year.
So is
Yes.
that range, that age? Okay.
Okay, and I got the letter. I read through the letter, and it's pretty straightforward. It's not compulsory. It's all a voluntary. It involves voluntary participation to begin with, but some people will again have their doubts because of so many conspiracies out there regarding
That's right.
COVID-19,
Yeah.
the cause of COVID-19, and what it's all about. But it looks pretty straightforward. It's a test which involves swaps of the nasal passage and send it back to the lab. I decided to enroll my son in this participation because I believe any contribution towards the fight to get a cure for this virus
Yeah.
will help. So,
Yeah, because
I
it's a
mean,
research.
I'm not injecting him with any substance. I'm only taking a swab
Okay.
and sending it back to the lab. And the good thing, we'll get to know the results of this virus. We know that a lot of people out there in the community, they've got this virus, they never show symptoms. Because when it first came out, we'll know that 85% will show little or no symptoms. So it's a good thing to find out that there's a lot of asymptomatic
Yes.
patients who don't have symptoms testing positive, and they then get to know the status, which will help the scientists to really know more about the virus. So I don't think there's any conspiracy
There's no
theory
any fear.
behind it, and it's randomly selected population, individuals, participants in this program. So I think I have no reservations for it. I've enrolled my son for it. I've gone online to complete the form, and we're expecting the test kits to come through. Yes, if that involves me administering any vaccines or any substance, that's a different matter. But all they want is to take a swab and send over to the lab so they can carry out a diagnostic test of the COVID-19. I hope that is explanatory.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You.
All right,
Thank
take
you.
care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah, that's Dr. Afolabi. He's been a general practitioner now for almost 20 years, and he's got, you have patients coming to his practice, and he's really giving us good advice today. And regarding this, the letter, a lot of people are getting this letter, from, I think the children are from the age of 13 to 14 or 15. And some elderly people as well, they get the letter, I mean, to for them to, do the test. But this particular letter, this particular one we're talking about is the research one. The government are doing research. They're trying to take, know, the if the child, maybe they've caught it before. Now are they okay? Now they just want to check all the antibodies and all that. So it's not something to be, to be worried about, because as Dr. Afolabi has said, he said the is like a kit that will come in, and you have the swab in the kit. So you just swab the nose and you swab down the throat, and you put it back in the kit and you send it back. The child doesn't have to really come out from the house and, go to a GP practice and they'll do all that and all that. So it's not a lot of, I don't think it's very stressful. It's just, and again, he said it's optional, so, it's not something to be scared about. It's just to help the government to know what's going on, with their research, really, to know, to see if they can gather a lot of research results and their data. Yeah, so it's not something to worry about. And our other caller also talked about this social distancing, which Dr. Afo has clarified that they are really trying to take a lot of measures, in the schools where, children will be really distanced from each other. And I'm very sure that even if a child is coming in, they will try, to take the child's temperature before the child, will be allowed to come into the school. I've got a caller. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello,
Hello, good evening.
good evening. My name is Dr. Jack. I'm
Hel-
just calling.
Hello, Dr. Jack.
Just to mention, Jane, you're doing a very great job. We're really enjoying your program.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Very well, doctor. Very well.
Yes. So basically, I just wanted to address the question regarding black ethnic minority. Um, we do know that at times we do have underlying medical debilitating background problems for the black minority. So as a result of that, we tend to have so you asked, one of your callers asked the question regarding why do black ethnic minority tend to have this COVID more, and it's been proven that most of the people who are coming down with this COVID-19 tend to have underlying background medical problems like diabetes, hypertension, um, other conditions. Um, Most adults with a lot of immunocompromised conditions, like especially in the black ethnic minority, we do have sickle cell disease and some other immunosuppressive condition. It makes um, the propensity of this COVID-19, and people tend to come down with it if your immune system is a bit suppressed prior to exposure to COVID-19. So that was what I wanted to address. And also regarding the school program, I think I would advise people to be a bit cautious with this. I know the school is going to start very soon. We just have to be careful and make sure that they space out the pupils in the school, maybe 8 or 10 in a class, and just call your school, find out what are the necessary precautions they are going to be
Yeah.
putting in place. Um, so that's just all I wanted to say. And as Dr. Afo rightly said, I too, I received a letter regarding my son that they wanted to just do some trial tests. I think it's just a random sampling, just to find out why. Probably they are targeting ethnic minority to find out why the virus, and it will help with the scientific analysis.
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you very much. I am enjoying your program. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doctor, for calling. Thank you. Yeah, it's the same topic now that they are trying to clarify. Even the government as well, they're really looking into it and finding out why why the death rate is really climbing up within the ethnic minority, the black ethnic minority. Now, some of the doctors have put some videos together. They're really advising that once you hit 40, once you're 40 years of age, you should try and do the MOT test. Is basically about everything really. In your body they will take blood tests. I think some people say they'll do like things like X-ray, your bowel, your stomach. I mean, once your blood test comes back and your blood test is disarranged where it's not normal, then they will carry further tests. I mean, the blood test will be, something that your like things they're looking for your what's it called, like your sugar level in your body, your blood pressure, your creatinine, everything basically, so that if there is any section of the blood test, if it comes back to say, oh, this person, what's happening with his kidney or what's happening to her kidney, let's check. Let's go a bit further. Let's do a bit more tests to find out what's happening with this person's kidney or the bloods regarding something else in the body. What's happening with this person's heart. Is it not, what's going on? So they dig a bit further. They'll call you back for more tests and more tests and more tests. Then they'll find, they will try and diagnose, further what's going on. And if they're going to put you on medication, they'll put you on medication. Now, some people are saying that maybe we work too much. Obviously, we've got families back home, that we need to, care for. So we work too much, or we don't really look after ourselves. We don't take all the multivitamins, I think because of this COVID now, even I myself, I take all the multivitamins now because it's not something I'm used to take. I feel, like food that we eat. I mean, back home in Nigeria, people take, they have organic fruits. They have organic vegetables. We all know the kind of vegetable leaves that we use in preparing our soup. They are organic, So some of them don't really know, why they should take, vitamins, really swallow the tablets, because the herbal, herbal remedies or food or drinks that they take, it helps them. It helps like as the multivitamins that we take here. Now we don't get the sun. We don't get the sun all year round. I mean, they're lucky to get the sun all year round because obviously the vitamin D that we take should be acting like that. But we now, I think because of this coronavirus, everybody's eyes are open now to, I need to take multivitamins, because obviously maybe the kind of food that they take back home is not here. But never the same. The coronavirus is everywhere. It's in Africa. It's everywhere. I mean, some people will say it's not a lot in a particular country. It can be 0%, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So, I mean, people that have that comorbidity in Nigeria, and maybe there are people that take a lot of just if they see eba or gari, I mean that's Nigerian food I'm talking about now, that is full of a lot of carbohydrates, and they just take like something that is not really rich, like the leaves and all those, if they don't take it like every day, maybe the whole month, they can just go and eat, something that is not really rich in vitamins, they'll just, take, eat what they see really. And, and if they have something like diabetes and they don't even know that they have something like that, it will hit them really hard, and they will be wondering, what is going on. A friend of mine spoke to her today, and she said, the uncle did not go to work. Why? Because he started having body ache. And he said, Uncle, body pain. Oh, I've never had this kind of body pain before. Oh my God, I'm having headache. And my friend, she's a senior nurse in one of the hospitals, in one of the respiratory hospitals, and she have to tell him that, Uncle, you need to take something now. I mean, if your immune system is down and you have blood pressure, Uncle, please, take your blood pressure medication, and please take all the garlics that you can take and all the lemon and everything. And she did advise him to do all that, just to be, it's not going to cure the coronavirus. It's just going to boost your immune system so that you'll be able to fight whatever virus is in the body. Thank you very much, Afo, for calling. Thank you, Dr. Jack. Thank you, Sister Chichi. Thank you so much, everybody, for calling. Find me from Nigeria, and I can see all your comments. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, CTRIM family. Thank you, Pastor Jide Osaini. Thank you, Sister Christina John Osaini. And thank you, Brother Eddie, for putting this together. I've been told off that I need to clap today. So thank you, everybody, for calling. If I can't take your calls, please, I'll take it next week. Okay, I'll take this last call, and I'll have to go because I need to clap today. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, who's on the line?
This is Leonard from Nigeria.
Hello, how are you? Thanks for calling.
I'm fine, thank you, ma. I just want to make some contribution to what's happening now in back here in Nigeria.
Okay.
And what I want to say is that most of the persons in our country here in Nigeria feel there's no COVID-19. That actually that there's no sickness because they feel the government is not showing much of the pictures and the people that are infected, unlike in the Western world, like in US and also over there in London and other countries. They showed people who are sick, probably that's on their sick bed, but here in Nigeria, we don't see any pictures. So when you tell people about it, they say there's nothing of such, there's no COVID-19, there's no sickness of such, and people become loose and do what they want to do. If not for some of the government measures that they've put in place to restrict movement, I think it will have been so bad here. And like some persons say, because of the sun, the heat of Nigeria here, that's what is limiting the spread of the virus. So I want you to also throw more light on that. Then as regards the school opening back here in Nigeria. Now let me use my school now for an example. I school in Uniben, that's University of Benin. Mm-hmm. Now sometimes we have classes that they're up to 100 and something, 200 students per a department, and we have one single class for our lectures. So, and we are having limited classes. So I feel it become very difficult in reopening the universities back here in Nigeria. Now because of inadequate and that's classes and few classes. So if we are to break it down, for instance, if school resumes back in Nigeria, so does it mean that we'll be having 120 or say 200 persons per class? It would spread the virus. So back here in Nigeria, I feel it will not be easy for the resumption or reopening of schools. Probably that's why government have not opened it here. So I want to also to throw more light on the issue about how someone can contact the virus, because here it's very free here. And I saw one documentary from a pastor in Nigeria who said using face mask is so unscientific that it's not real, that the face mask, it should be used just in the medical lab that is made for a certain place for it to be used, not in using the face masks on the road, that it's so unscientific. So I don't know, because when I saw it, I go when I'm going anywhere, I go on my face mask just to protect myself, and I maintain the social distancing. But so many persons here discourage people in Nigeria to say there's no COVID-19, there's no need of using the face mask, there's no need of washing my hands with the alcoholic-based sanitizer, and also social distancing, because they've not really seen
Thank you.
anything that or seen a patient and the rest.
Yeah.
So I sometimes I feel there's not even COVID-19. So I want you to please also throw more light so that we'll know more about the COVID-19. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for calling, Lorna. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your call. I think that's one of the topic that we'll have to take again next week. We'll have to look into that. I think, well, I don't know if I'm going to be doing Nigeria and UK, I'll try and do research about, more research about, Nigeria and UK now. Yeah. Thank you very much. That's very good. That's a very good topic. We'll have to take that next week. We're going to look into that next week because my time is fast spent and I have to go and clap. Thank you very much, everybody, for calling. Now, the mask that that everybody is putting on, it will not stop you from catching the COVID-19, but it will help you from it will help you from from spreading it. I mean, if you have COVID-19, if you have the coronavirus, you will not be able to spread it, but you will be able to catch it. That is what I found on the research. So it's not all the mask out there that is safe. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. And I will say that our nurses and NHS, thank you very much. God bless you. You're the heroes. I mean, you're the soldiers out there. And those of them that have lost their lives as well, our heart, our condolence go out to them. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.